Chapter 1. Castle Dracula. As the carriage moved quickly along the rough, dry road, Jonathan Harker looked out at the changing view. Behind him was a land of small, green hills and colourful fields of fruit trees. Now he was driving into the Transylvanian mountains through a thick forest. It was getting dark and the other people in the carriage were quiet and afraid. A woman opposite him reached towards him and put something in his hand. It was a small silver cross. "Wear it around your neck," she said. "You'll be safe." Suddenly the driver stopped the carriage. "You get out here," he called to Jonathan. Nervously, Jonathan got out. He watched as the carriage drove away. Then another big black carriage came out of the trees. The driver helped Jonathan in and drove up into the forest. Jonathan looked out into the night. He saw dark shapes with bright red eyes following the carriage through the trees. They were wolves. The hours passed and it began to snow. Suddenly Jonathan looked up through the trees. There was a large black castle on top of a mountain. Castle Dracula at last, he thought. Soon he was standing in front of a big old wooden door. The carriage drove away. Jonathan stood in the cold and waited, listening nervously to the wolves outside the castle walls. Then he heard a noise from the other side of the door. It opened. A tall man dressed in black stood there. "My house is your house," he smiled. "Come freely and go safely. Leave here a little of the happiness that you bring." "Count Dracula?" asked Jonathan. "I am Dracula. I am glad, Mr. Harker, to have you in my house. I will carry your bags. It is late, and my servants are asleep."